Hello, Homestead, and please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Drake White.
And I'm Casey Stanley.
And on today's edition of HHS In Depth, we hear from Mr. Gindner answering some of this year's biggest questions, as well as a look at some expectations to second semester.
Sam Carroll and Celeste Whalen bring you a fun story about the dress code rules found within the student handbook that some students are still having trouble obeying for some reason. Reporter Sahar Moshref brings us this semester's first student profile story about a Homestead student involved in roller derby. And an all-new Nut House is jam-packed with stories about our girls' basketball team, a first in school history for our boys' basketball team, and how our student section made news last weekend. All of that and more on HHS In Depth for Friday, January 23rd.
Carl, have you ever turned on the TV back here?
I have not.
Neither have I, but I'm just looking at it. I found this remote and I figured I'd check it out. I wonder if the channel button worked. Oh yeah, Bob Saget.
It means Danny Tanner.
Danny Tanner, right. Oh yeah, that's an old one.
Ooh. Was she really wearing?
Oh.
You don't have an episode.
I don't know.
What you
Oh, that's a good one. I remember that one when I was a kid. Carl, is that you? Is that you? What are you on MTV Cribs for? Oh, we only got a few seconds. We gotta watch the announcements.
Oh no, dude, do you not see this? I was on TV.
We begin today's show by talking to reporter Madison McConaughey, who recently had a chance to sit down with Principal Mr. Gindner.
That's right, Drake. With one semester down and a new one underway, I wanted to talk to Mr. Gindner about his impression of the school year so far and expectations for the future. My first question to Mr. Gindner was regarding the second semester and what he sees the main challenge being.
I guess as a school leader, I'm always interested in continual improvement. I think it's important that students understand that we're here to build winning streaks, to start to understand that your future matters and your future's built one day at a time. And so what you do on the 10th day of the semester is important. What you do on the 11th day is important. It all builds toward an end that's out there in the future, and you don't know where your future's going. And so the things that we're doing, studying, learning, going over, you don't know when that's going to come in handy. And so my encouragement to students always is to pour themselves into today and be ready for tomorrow. And so that does have something to do with doing your homework and listening and being at school and those kinds of things. And those are soft skills that our employers are looking for. Those aren't big things. We can't put those on the wall, but you as an individual can be investing in your future every single day that we have school.
Mr. Gindner explained more in depth the difference between first semester flex days and the second semester e-learning day performances.
E-learning is definitely different on a snow day than it was as a flex day. And for whatever reason, students were motivated by the fact first semester that if they didn't do their e-learning, they were going to be forced to come to school the next e-day. And so I'm not going to lie to anybody. We had more students completing homework first semester. Second semester, the first day was really good, and we've had some problems since then. And I will tell you, the lack of doing homework is very concentrated among a very few students, and they're not doing 3 and 4 periods worth of work, and that's going to hurt them in the future. If we need to apply a penalty during second semester, then maybe that's where we'll go.
I also spoke with Mr. Gindner about the senior experience and the direction the administration plans to take it in the 2015-2016 school year.
Well, this year's juniors are really going to have some options and opportunities in the senior experience next year. When we start signing up for classes here in February, those juniors are going to see a bigger, deeper range of courses that they can take in a college format here on campus. All of our students from 8th graders, meaning incoming freshmen, through seniors are going to be able to take more and have options of taking more dual credit than they've ever had. We'll have over 50 options for students to take. There isn't a school around that offers as much help in math, as much help in English, has directed learning labs, has an alternative school, all those things to meet kids' needs. And so as we're creating your schedule, as you're creating it with us, it's important that you look out after your own needs.
Mr. Ginder also commented on the downward trend of disciplinary incidents.
We have gone down from first semester 2012-2013 from 377 total discipline incidents. Last year there were 266, and this year there's 144. And we continue a downward trend on attendance-related discipline incidents. 2 years ago, it was 277 attendance-related incidents. Last year was 167, and now we're down to 84. And that's not simple. That's high school kids figuring it out. That's really impressive. And we've gone from 142 tardies to 74 last year to 63 this year. And that is incredible. That's the kind of thing that adults need to see outside this place, because they sometimes think high school kids can't do things. High school kids can do anything that they want to do. And this is simple. This is nothing. And yet you guys did this on your own and made things better here at Homestead. I want to congratulate you for that and ask you to keep it up.
Mr. Ginder had an additional statement to share with the student body.
You heard me on the announcements Monday or Tuesday, whatever the first day of this week was, Tuesday, after MLK Day. Mentioned some things about how great our girls basketball team's doing. And obviously we know about the boys team, but we also have robotics and dance team and show choir and lots of other things that go on during the winter months. Gymnastics is really getting on a roll. We've got wrestling at home this week. There are lots of things that we need to be supporting our peers on. We have a great school with great extracurricular activities, and it would be my hope that we would get behind every single group, whether it be tiddlywinks, I don't even know if those exist anymore, or if it is something that we tend to have more school-wide interest in, like a basketball team. Hey, get out and support the girls this Friday night. They have a great team. They've done great things, and they're exciting to watch. But they're not the only ones.
In the end, Mr. Ginder is extremely pleased with the school year so far and wants the student body to know that the continued improvement each and every week by the students is not going unnoticed. Drake, back to you.
Thanks, Madison. Are you taking the SAT or ACT soon and want to increase your score? The prep class for both of those tests will begin a new session on Wednesday, January 28th for verbal, and Thursday, January 29th for math. Classes run for 6 weeks from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. You can sign up for one or both sessions and you will receive the College Board SAT book with your registration. Sign-up forms can be found in Student Services or with Mr. Staley in room 517 or on our school's website.
To playwrights, poets, and lovers of writing, here's a proposition we hope is inviting. A New Again Club for improving our art and bettering our writing is about to start. A novel gathering is our newfound name, and it's a chance for your work to gain marginal fame. January 26th in the IMC. Remember that date, join us and see. For questions and queries, contact Miss Olivero in room 121.
Reporters Sam Carroll and Celeste Whalen recently took a look at some rules within the student handbook and wanted to help students understand the cans and can'ts in a more memorable way. Here's that feature.
Whoa, hey Homestead, Sam Carroll here for HHS In-Depth. This week we're going to tell you all about the dress code. It's getting second semester, you're getting a little comfortable with everyday routines coming to school, dressing up. My good friend Celeste Whalen and I are going to tell you what you need to know about these 10 dress code provisions to make sure you don't get a violation. All right, Homestead, dress code provision numero uno. That is one for all you non-Spanish speakers. Shoes must be worn at all times inside Homestead. Slippers are not allowed, as are socks. See Celeste right here, this is not allowed. See these shoes right here on my feet? These are allowed. This is what you need to do every day. Homestead, second dress code rule. Hats, hoods, bandanas, sunglasses, headgear of any kind. It's not to be visible or worn during the building from the time you enter in the morning to the time of 2:35 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Perhaps one of the most important dress code rules is rule number 3. That concerns exposed backs, shoulders, midriffs, cleavage, and undergarments. See this shirt? Tank top. Can't wear it. That right there, that's a spaghetti strap. Can't wear a shirt like that either. Rule number 4. Shorts, skirts, and dresses need to be fingertip length when the fingers are relaxed. I will now demonstrate this to you. Here we go. See that? See that? Don't wear your shorts like that. Rule number 5. Cinco, etc. All right, here it goes. Jeggings, leggings, tights, anything thin like this. This material right here. I'm not about to pull it like that. That's her department. But the point is, it's got to be covered by shorts or a top that are beyond fingertip length without adjusting at all times. See, that's not okay. But now when she adds this magic sweater, it becomes dress code appropriate. You can wear that to school, Celeste. Rule number 6, people. Plain and simple, simple and plain. I'm going to give it to you cut and dry, all right? It's going to be no excessive tearing on your clothes that reveals any undergarments or any skin whatsoever. We mean it. All right, Homestead, I'm not going to demonstrate sagging for you because I am not allowed to put it on the television, but here's the point. It's uncomfortable. I don't know how you walk like that. The point is, don't do it. It's not allowed. You're not going to sag. That's it. Game over. Done. Rule number 8. Any accessories to your clothing that can be deemed as a detriment to the learning environment, such as these dangerous spikes on my friend Celeste's boots right here, are not allowed. Other examples of detrimental symbols include more spikes and other things that you shouldn't wear. Once again, if you don't think you should wear it, don't wear it. Alright, Homestead, rule number 9 states that all the other rules I have told you or I'm about to tell you go out the window if and only if administrators make changes to the dress code for and prior to school spirit days and activities. These are the only chances you have to break these rules, so make it count and show that spirit. Last but not least, Rule 10 states that your clothing should not express any double meanings or depict drugs, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, violence, gangs, sexual innuendo, or any other double meaning that you would not openly promote at school. If you have to question it in your mind before you bring it to school, you know you shouldn't be bringing it to school, and that's all she wrote. Well, Homestead, I hope you found these 10 depictions of the rules pretty distracting, and for that exact reason, you should not break these rules on the days that you wear clothing to school, which, if you're following these rules, should be every day. Have a good one.
Attention all DECA students. There is a mandatory meeting today after school in Mr. McNeil's room, room 523. This is for all students competing in the district competition and for all students doing a written event. If you cannot make the meeting, please see Mr. McNeil as soon as possible.
At Audio Aficionados next Monday, they will be listening to the debut album from Bon Iver's For Emma, Forever Ago. All are invited on Monday at 2:45 in room 600B to listen to one of the greatest albums of the last 10 years.
This semester on HHS In Depth, we are working to bring you more stories about some of our amazing students and the activities they are involved with outside of the high school. Here is one story about a Homestead student who is involved with roller derby. Sahar Moshref reports.
I'm Sarah Moshref for HHS In Depth, featuring Tessa Marshall as this week's student profile. Tessa has a prominent role in a rather unknown and unique sport, roller derby.
My team, Fort Wayne Derby Brats, I'm the captain of the varsity team, so I have like a pretty big role on our team here. And then on Team USA, I'd just be like another player.
Because roller derby is not a popular sport, it offers a one-of-a-kind experience for the athletes involved.
It's different and not a lot of people know about it, and it's just like an all-around different sport because you meet different people, you meet different everything because the culture is so different. Like derby isn't just like a sport, it's a community.
Tessa recently earned a spot on the prestigious USA team, proving her way with greater opportunities to excel her derby skills.
From being on the Fort Wayne Derby Brats, we practice here at Bell's and that kind of stuff, and we have bouts at like roller skating rinks, but since I'm on Team USA now, we're going to be at places like the Coliseum all the time, so like the nicer concrete, like big venues since it's Team USA.
Along the way, Tessa has had help and inspiration, but one contributor stands out beyond the rest.
We've had different coaches in the past, but one of them that stuck with it the entire time, her name's Tanya Volkowski, and her derby name's Minx, and she's like my idol. I love her. She got me started in derby. She was my favorite when I was younger watching derby, and then it was like nice to grow up with her being like my mentor, and then she's my coach on top of it, and we go on trips together and everything.
Her coach Minx values Tessa as a player because of her ideal characteristics for the sport.
The time that she has started and where she is now, she has done an amazing transformation. She really knows how to hone in on her skills. She's extremely aggressive, and that's what it takes to be a good derby player.
You can see Tessa in her next bout this weekend. For HHS In Depth, I'm Sahar Moshref.
Girls track and field conditioning will be held every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is highly encouraged for any girl interested in track and field that is not in a winter sport. Please meet in room 420 at 2:50. Questions, please see Mrs. Barnes, Mrs. Tiernan, Mrs. Wiss, or Mrs. Ham.
It's now time for an all-new Nut House. It was a historic week for our boys basketball team, and tonight is senior night for the girls team. Not to mention our student section getting some serious hype too. Here is Ryan Nutter.
What's up, Homestead? It's been a historic week for our boys basketball team. They managed to move to #1 in the state for the first time in school history. But don't forget about the girls. They are number 4 in the state. And their senior night is tonight, and it's a blue and gold theme. Here's Alec Pena with the team.
I'm Alec Pena reporting for HHS In Depth, and I wanted to remind you that the final regular season home game for our girls basketball team is tonight. And speaking of the team, here are our seniors with a message for everyone.
Tonight we have a game at Homestead at 7:30.
It'd be really cool if we could get a ton of people to come out and watch us.
It's our senior night, so it'd mean a lot to our 6 seniors.
If you want to see something cool, when I get announced, I'm walking out in a Spider-Man Snuggie, so that's pretty awesome.
What would be awesome is if the students show up tonight to show their support for the team.
It'd be huge to have a huge turnout. We don't usually get a big student section, and when you go to the guys' games, you can tell how intimidating that is. So it'd be super cool to see that at a girls' game.
Well, the past 4 years, our student section for girls' games has not been so good, so I think it would mean a lot to me and the other 5 seniors if we had a huge turnout at tonight's game.
It's obvious that the overall goal for this team would be winning the school's first ever state championship in any sport. Knock on wood.
It would be great if we could, really do our thing in the postseason and, reach the expectations that we have and win a state championship. Okay, sorry, had to knock on wood.
This is a very tight-knitted group. The seniors say they will miss being such a close team not only on the court, but also off the court.
I mean, other than the games and like the team practices and all the team stuff, I think off the court is some of the things I'll remember most. We all hang out as a team. We're not only teammates, but we're a big group of friends.
Well, I definitely think playing for Coach Parker will be my favorite memory. Me and him butt heads a lot, so that's always great. The past 4 years we've gone at it. I love my teammates. They're like family.
And speaking of Coach Rod Parker, here he is with a team message for all you students and staff watching.
Students, staff, I'm very excited for the season we have this year. We encourage everybody to come out Friday night, senior night, and support our 6 seniors and the rest of the girls basketball program.
For HHS In Depth, I'm Alec Pena.
I don't know if you guys saw this past week, but there was a WFFT feature on our student section, and it was so good that it managed to inspire a tweet from current Titans football player and Fort Wayne native Bernard Pollard. Let's take a look into that.
So, I've covered a ton of student sections around the area, and there are some pretty great crowds out there, but there is one place that stands out above all the rest. Homestead High School. The Spartan fans are the biggest, the baddest, the most intimidating fans that I have ever seen. They can hype up a crowd like nobody's business, and to tell you the truth, they're really quite scary. Homestead High School has one of the top cheering sections in the state and may have the most convincing pregame guarantee in the nation.
I believe that we! I believe that we will win!
But make no mistake about it, behind all these innocent high school faces lies the ultimate cheering beast, anxiously waiting to unleash on the enemy. And these guys know how to talk some smack.
Carol, it's a girls' game.
Step your game up.
No one's better than us. You can give us any school in the state of Indiana and we'll have more people here in our gym watching.
All right, guys, that's it for the Nut House. Don't forget it's a blue and gold theme at the girls' senior night tonight. And next week, we are doing a purple theme. They'll be selling t-shirts, and all SAD members go to Miss Oliveira's room to sign up to work the lunch mods and sell those t-shirts. All right, that's it. Deuces.
How cool is that? The boys basketball team becoming the first basketball team in school history to be ranked number 1.
Sure is.
And our number 4 girls team have senior night tonight, honoring 6 members. It's a fun time to be a Spartan basketball fan. Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Drake White.
And I'm Casey Stanley. Thanks for watching.
Here is this week's Picture of the Week. Remember, to get your photo in the running for Picture of the Week, just email it to me at drake.white@students.sacs.k12.in.us.
Today we leave you with a song that is exclusively on our radio station, The Point 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.